Hi everyone, my name is Naranata Shantima Mawis. I'm from Group 4 and I will explain about monocot and dicot from angiosperm. And two types of dicot is purple shower and hibiscus.
The common name for this plant is purple showers or Mexican petunia, and the scientific name for this plant is Ruellia britoniana. The purple shower is a beautiful addition to a flowering backyard retreat. As a hardly perennial, you only need to plant them once. The purple shower is one of several desert plants that are recommended for warm or dry climates. Next, the common name for this plant is hibiscus, and the scientific name for this plant is Hibiscus rosa sinensis. If you are looking for dramatic flowers, consider tropical hibiscus. The trumpet-shaped flowers are 3 to 8 inches in diameter with dramatic protruding stamens. Flowers are produced constantly, but each blossom lasts only one day.
Two types of monocot is dancing lady orchid and crepe ginger.
The next plant is Oncidium orchids, also commonly known as dancing lady orchids. This plant known for their vibrant colors and uniquely shaped flowers. This make them very popular with orchids enthusiasts. However, they are more particular about care than many other types of orchid. They require lots of light, and you should take extra care when choosing a potting mix or repotting an oncidium due to their relatively fine roots. The last plant is crepe ginger, also known as Gelocostes speciosus. This plant differs from the common ginger by having only one row of spirally arranged leaves. The species reproduce vegetatively by rhizome, and birds disperse the seeds when they feed on the fruits. This plant is cultivated in South Asia and Southeast Asia for its medical uses and is cultivated elsewhere as an ornamental.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ali Sofia binti Muhammad Amri and I am from Group 4. So today I am going to briefly explain to you about biophytes. There are two types of biophytes that I'm going to explain to you today. The first one is liverworts and the second one is mosses.
Assalamualaikum and hi. So today I am going to explain about Bryophyta. So what are Bryophyta? Okay, Bryophyta is the division of green plants refers to embryophytes, which in literal terms are land plants, especially the non-vascular ones. This division includes mosses, liverworts, and hornworts. But today I'm just going to explain two types of Bryophyta. So the first one is mosses.
Okay, this is a bryophyte that I found, which is mosses. It is a green plant and it is usually found in a moist environment.
Mosses are species of small non-vascular spore-bearing land plants. Mosses are distributed throughout the world except in saltwater and are commonly found in moist, shady locations. They are best known for those species that carpet woodland and forest floors. Ecologically, mosses break down exposed substrata, releasing nutrients for the use of more complex plants that succeed them. They also aid in soil erosion, controlled by providing surface cover and absorbing water. And they are important in the nutrient and water economy of some vegetation types. Economically important species are those in the genus Sphagnum that form peat. Now I'm going to talk about liverworts. Liverworts are species of small non-vascular spore-producing plants. Liverworts are distributed worldwide, though most commonly in the tropics. Thallus liverworts, which are branching and ribbon-like, grow commonly on moist soil or damp rocks, while leafy liverworts are found in similar habitats as well as on tree trunks in damp woods. The thallus of Thallus liverworts resembles a lobed liver, hence the common name liverworts or liver plant. The plants are not economically important to humans but do provide food for animals, facilitate the decay of logs, and aid in the disintegration of rocks by their ability to retain moisture.
Hi, my name is Sarah Lata and the organism that I'm going to talk about today is the Pteridophyta. Okay, so this is the bird's nest fern. Its common name is bird's nest fern. and its scientific name is Asplenium lindus. It has a black midrib that is obvious and sword-shaped fronds that grows from the center of the plant to form an inverted cone. The fronds are very long and wide. The fronds are often crinkled with a smooth-edged blade. Okay, so this plant's common name is lady fern and its scientific name is Aetherium felix femina. The fronds from this fern arises from a central point as a clump rather than along a rhizome. The fronds are light yellow-green. The sori appears as dots on the underside of the frond. The stipe may bear long, pale brown, papery scales at the base.
Hi, my name is Nur Zahira Daulin and I am from Group 4. Today I will brief you about two species of chordata. Let's go! Hi, the first animal that I would like to explain is hedgehog.
The first animal is Hystrix brachyura, or known as porcupine, that usually live underground. They have hard, sharp fur covering the upper part of their body. It's used as defenses when they feel attacked or threatened. They will grow that hard feathers to escape from the predator.
Hi, I'm Medved. The second animal that I would like to brief to you is horse, which is known as cross pony.
Second animal is horse, or known as cross pony, and the scientific name is Lipizan. It's usually shorter than ordinary horse and used as pulling pack loads or children riding horses. It also has full of coat at the mane and tail.
Hi everyone, my name is Ifana Zura binti Muhammad Hazni. I am from Group 4 and today I will briefly explain to you about two species under Arthropoda. Let's go! So the first arthropoda that I will explain to you is butterfly.
The next arthropoda that I will explain is butterfly, which is also an insect. The common name of butterfly is butterfly, and the scientific name of butterfly is Papilionoida. Next, I will explain to you brief features of the butterflies. Butterflies are similar in appearance and tendencies to moth, with many species of butterfly often getting confused as a moth and moth with butterflies. In general, the butterfly species tend to be more brightly colored than the moth species, but there are exceptions. The butterfly's most reputable characteristics is the fact that there is an incredible morphing process during the life cycle of butterfly. The butterfly starts life as a caterpillar which cocoons itself in a silky thread. The caterpillar emerges from its stem in the pod with colorful wings. The butterflies in the tropical rainforests of the southern hemisphere can get to incredible size, with the wings of these butterflies displaying some of the brightest colors in the natural world. The different species of butterfly vary in size and color, as well as the differences in the bright patterns that are displayed on the wings of the butterflies.
The second arthropoda is ants.
The arthropoda that I will explain to you is ants in the category of insect. The common name of ants is ants, and the scientific name of ants is Formicidae. Next, I will briefly explain to you the features of the ants. There are more than 10,000 known species of ants living throughout the world. Ants can be identified by the constriction between abdomen and thorax that looks like a narrow waist. Their bodies are covered with a hard armor called the exoskeleton. Most ants are either red or black in color, and length can be anywhere from 0.75 to 52 millimeters. Like other insects, they have 6 legs, each with 3 joints. Ants have large heads with compound eyes, elbow antennae, and powerful jaws. There are 3 types of adult ants living in the colony: the queen, female ants, and the male ants. Queen ants are the largest ants in the colony. They have wings and their purpose is to lay eggs. The queens can live up to 30 years. Depending on the ant species and the nest community size, there may be one or more queens in the colony. The ant life cycle have four stages of development, which is the first one is egg, the second one is larva, the third one is pupa, and the adult. The queen lays the eggs, which will hatch into larvae in in a couple of days.
Hi guys, my name is Ainul Afika binti Muhammad Tarmizi. I'm from Group 4. Today I want to explain to you guys about fungi.
Unlike plants, mushrooms cannot synthesize their own food from the sun's energy. They lack chlorophyll, the substance which permits plants to use sunlight to form sugars from the water and carbon dioxide in the air. Mushrooms, therefore, had to develop special methods of living: symbiosis, saprophytism, and parasitism. Most of the mushrooms growing on the forest floor are intimately linked to the trees by symbiosis. Saprophytism is another important living method for mushroom. Finally, some mushrooms are parasites.
Okay, now I'm going to tell about lichens. What are lichens? Have you ever seen a lichen and knew that it was a lichen? Not many people know what lichens are, and who would? They seem as though they are from another planet. Lichens are bizarre organisms and no two are alike. Lichens are a complex life form that is a symbiotic partnership of two separate organisms, a fungus and an algae. The dominant partner is the fungus, which gives the lichen the majority of its characteristics, from its talus shape.
Hi, my name is Najiha binti Muhammad Ali Markan. So today we are at Taman Botani Negara Shah Alam. So I'm going to talk about gymnosperms.
The gymnosperms, also known as acrogymnospermae, are a group of seed-producing plants that includes conifers, cycads, ginkgo, and githophytes. Gymnosperms are flowerless plants that produce cones and seeds. The term gymnosperm literally means naked seed. This is one of the example of gymnosperms, which is Thuja occidentalis. The common features in Thuja occidentalis is the bark is fibrous and red-brown colored, withering to grey. Diamond-shaped patterns are usually apparent, and it forms a small to medium-sized tree shaped like an arrowhead, a pyramid with a broad base and a small round top, often with several main trunks. Thuja occidentalis, also known as Eastern arborvitae, which is an evergreen coniferous tree.
Hi, my name is Ifana Zura binti Muhammad Hasni.
Hi, my name is Nur Ali Natasha binti Muhammad Hafiz. Hi, my name is Nur Zahira binti Zorin.
Hi, my name is Aina Afika binti Muhammad Tarmizi.
Hi, I'm Sarah Lata.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ali Sofia binti Muhammad Amri.
Hi, my name is Najiha binti Muhammad Ali Marikan.
And we are from Group 4.
Taxonomy of duck. Its kingdom is Animalia, phylum is Chordata, class is Aves, order is Anseriformes, family is Anatidae.
Next, I will explain to you about the habitat of the duck. There are many different species of these birds, and they live in a wide variety of habitats. These creatures are waterfowl and, of course, live in regions with water and acquire most of their food in and around the water. They inhabit lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, retention ponds, wetlands, marshes, bays, and many more. Different species have different habitat preferences.
Next, we're going to talk about life cycle of duck. First stage is ducking eggs. Duck mothers are devoted parents. Once they have found the perfect spot for their nest, they settle for an extended period of nest sitting, serving as the incubator for the baby ducklings growing inside the eggs. A mother duck will stay on the nest almost exclusively, only leaving for the briefest spells to eat. After almost a month, the eggs will begin to hatch. The length of this process will depend upon the number of eggs, but usually lasts a full day. The ducklings are the most vulnerable to predators during their first 2 weeks of life, so mother ducks keep a close eye on the brood during this time.
The second stage is baby ducklings. Ducklings continue to stay within the protective shelter of their mother's supervision until they are 1.5 to 2 months old. During this time, they are able to swim and catch their own food, but it may take a few tries for them to learn what is edible and what isn't. Baby ducklings still need the warmth of their mother's down feathers, so she snuggles them each night to keep them warm. Mallard ducklings must also be protected by their mother from other full-grown mallards, as they have a tendency to kill unfamiliar ducklings that wander into their family grouping. At 2 months, ducklings can fly and are able to leave the protection of their mother's watchful eye.
The third stage is teenage ducks. By the autumn, ducklings are basically on their own and ready for two important events, molting and migration. Replacing old feeders with new is a seasonal part of the duck's life cycle, yet it leaves them vulnerable to predators since the process renders them incapable of flying. Molting lasts from 2 to 3 weeks. Once molting is complete, the ducks migrate to the warmer climates for the winter. Since the newly grown ducklings have only known the duck's breeding environment, the travel to the wintering habitat is a completely new experience for these youngest ducks. The mother ducks often assist these new migrants in finding and settling into the wintering habitat.
The last stage is full-grown ducks. While ducks are wintering in southerly climates, they do a great deal of eating, storing reserve for the time of migration and breeding that awaits them in the spring. The ducks return to the location where they were born not a full year previous and mate, locate a perfect nesting spot, and if the duck is female, sit on the nest to await the birth of the newest batch of ducklings. Once the nesting site is located, male ducks do not play any role in this nest sitting or duckling rearing. Instead, they often leave the nest area and travel to another location, going through a spring molting process.
We are talking about medical value of duck. First, it can boost the immune system. Duck, along with Brazil nuts, fish, and other animal proteins, is a good source of selenium, an important antioxidant that can help prevent cell damage and fight inflammation, both of which support the body's immune system. Also, they can protect your bones. Some research shows that consuming animal protein, including duck, may improve bone density and strength, as long as calcium intake is also sufficient.
Some closely related species to ducks are swans and geese.